Ajit, is it going to be one of Haryana J&K elections, or do these two small states have the capacity to set a template like Delhi set a template for Kejriwal? He failed eventually. He didn't go anywhere except Punjab and maybe here and there, he made inroads, but a template was set. Do you think that Haryana and J&K can create some templates?
Well, to begin with, both the elections, the mandate seems to be based on more local factors. In Haryana, for example, there seems to be, from exit polls and what we observe, a massive a fierce anti-incumbency against the BJP government. And in Jammu and Kashmir, after all, in the last 10 years, there wasn't any assembly election, and big time changes were brought about, right? Abrogation of Article 370, the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir disappeared. It's a union territory. 311C was brought about. Several other changes. Land laws were changed. For example, job laws were changed. So obviously there is a fierce anger again against the central government. So these are the local factors. However, since this is a post-2024 Lok Sabha election, since then we have seen that the mood of the country has begun changing, largely because of the emergence of Dalits as an independent sort of voter entity, which is shifting away, at least the trend shows in UP, for example, in this area, Punjab, Haryana, even Delhi, Rajasthan, in other parts of the country as well, Maharashtra maybe, there is a movement of Dalits away from the BJP towards the Congress or the India Alliance partners. So obviously there's an emerging trend all around the country sociologically. Dalits, Muslims, part of the MBCs, they are moving away from the BJP, which at one time, if not the Muslims, let's say, but certainly the other groups were part of the sort of BJP's coalition that they had built from 2014 to, let's say, about 2022-23. That seems to be changing. The trend is changing. We are not saying that the BJP is not the dominant party. Of course it is. It is the single largest party. But the historic hegemony it had between 2014 and, let's say, 2023, well, let's end with the 3 assembly elections which they swept, in states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. Till then, we saw a massive realignment in favor of BJP. That realignment has begun chipping, and that is moving towards India Alliance. So that is what I think these assembly elections indicate, and that is what might happen in the next few elections, as you mentioned, Delhi, maybe Maharashtra.
Mr. Prasad, your take.
Well, I think, Karthikeya, one thing is clear from the indications that we've had since the Lok Sabha elections, if you start looking at it, certainly there is some realignment happening. A realignment of political forces we saw in the form of India Alliance, in particular, realignment of other parties trying to figure out how to take on the BJP. No doubt that is because BJP is in the pole position and continues to be in the pole position. So all other parties are working around to see how best they can, put their to challenge the BJP and bring it a notch or two. Which, if you look at the Lok Sabha elections, they were successful in the form of the numbers that turned out in the final Lok Sabha tally. Now, these assembly elections continue to take that forward. Now, for instance, the Congress is pretty sure that it wants to get back Haryana. Thereby, when it comes to the negotiating table, say in Maharashtra or elsewhere, it has a little more elbow room than compared to other places. Jammu Kashmir is in a totally different landscape, so I don't think one would try and bring that into it. But certainly, realignment of forces is happening. How big or small, I think it's a work in progress.
Okay. So, Brijesh, do you think that in this election, are we going to witness giant killers? Are we going to witness, like Kishori Lal was a giant killer, with Smriti Irani was a giant killer in 2019. Tejasvi Gowda was a giant killer in 2009 when she defeated Deve Gowda. So are we going to have giant killers in this election?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, without any joint killers, there is no way you will have a different result. But there's an interesting parallel I was thinking, when I was listening to Ajit and KV, is the fact that, if you go back to 2014 general election, the BJP romped home with an absolute majority, and the first casualty for other parties was the state of Haryana. And interestingly, the state of Haryana, the Congress had government for 10 years. So anti-incumbency kicked in and Congress lost badly, and the BJP started the 2014 juggernaut by winning the state of Haryana and then went on to win the state of Maharashtra. Now, if you compare that with this, the Congress didn't come up trumps or anywhere near what the BJP got. But the wind of change, you can sense it. With Congress being the pole party as far as Haryana is concerned, and Congress-led Mahayuti, Vikas Agadi Gadbandhan being the pole coalition in the state of Maharashtra. So I think it is going to be extremely, extremely interesting the way Haryana is turning out to be. The second thing is that the election in Jammu and Kashmir, Kartikeya, is an extremely important one, because it is going to be a kind of referendum on one of the biggest political decision taken by Narendra Modi government. It is abrogation of Article 370. And if the NC Congress Plus Alliance are able to form the government, I think it's going to be back to drawing board as far as BJP is concerned.
Let us go back to our reporting drawing board. Let's go to our reporters, Deepak Bhatana from Congress office, Nivritti from BJP.